Ooh, oh man. What's up, y'all? It's Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. I'd like to welcome you to another Long Car Ride Chronicles. This is episode 14. My apologies if my voice sounds a little down, man. Let me tell you something. Random. I'm gonna just be random this morning, right? So, I've been losing a lot of weight lately. Losing a lot of weight, which is a great thing, right? A lot of times, I can't tell by the scale, but I know one thing. If I'm not losing weight, I'm definitely losing inches, which is a great problem to have indeed. But then you have moments where your dress pants, your work clothes don't fit as much as they used to. In a good way, they're a lot more loose. But here's the problem with that. When you can't find your belt, I went through my house in my truck scrambling for my belt for like 20 minutes and could not find it. Had to grab my backup belt. Jeez Louise, my Lord. Like, I swear, on one end, I'm thankful that I'm losing weight, but on the other end, I'm just like, bruh. It's moments like this where I'm just like, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this one bit. I am not a fan at all. No thank you. No thank you. Like, I'm good. But anyways, before we begin this video, if you could, please hit the like button, subscribe button. Stay up to date with all of my future Teachable Tuesdays video and any long car ride videos that you might have missed. I'm going to be creating a playlist very soon. Actually, as of the recording of this video, I probably would have already created a playlist. That way, if you want to go back and catch it from episode 1, you are more than welcome to. This is not in any specific order per se, if you will. It's not like a occurring theme or something or a build-up or anything. These are just random conversations that we having. You know what I'm saying? And today is going to be one of those random conversations. I don't even have a topic. Like, I was so thrown off. I don't have a topic. Oh, look, the toes is still suspended. Oh, good. Won't charge me Easy Pass. Great job, Marcus. Anyways, let's see. What's on my mind this morning to talk about? No, whatever we're going to talk about is going to be the title of this video. I don't even know what the title of the video is going to be yet. What should we talk about first? Well, I guess first things first. I have some bad news. My great-grandmother passed away a couple weeks ago. So R.I.P. to Grandma. She is my last great-grandparent. She's actually my stepfather's grandmother. She was 89 years old. So rest in peace, Grandma. I'm actually leaving to go to Baltimore for a funeral, at least as of the recording of this video. You guys, by the time you get this video, the funeral would have already passed. But I'm going to be going up there tomorrow evening and staying up there for a couple days just to support my family, especially my stepdad. She was very close to my stepdad, had a big part in raising him. So, definitely want to go support family. I can't say that, like, I'm not saying like we were super duper close, but I think we were close enough. We had some great conversations over the years. Last time I had a chance to see her in person was 2021. And the reason for that is because, I live all the way down here in Florida. I don't live in Maryland anymore, so therefore I don't really get a chance to see my family as often, if you will. And it affects a lot of my family time because most of the time when I'm home, the only people that I'm seeing, pretty much for the most part, is my mom, my dad, my stepdad, my stepmom, my little brothers and sisters. And that's it. I haven't even seen my best friend in eons. Like, geez Louise. I think it's been about a good 6 or 7 years since I saw my best friend. So yeah, I don't get to see as many people as often when I go home as I would like to. And that has a pretty major effect on time spent with people. So yeah. Grandma was a healthy woman. She was a hard-working woman. Like I said, 89 years old, lived a good life. Didn't even need a cane until a couple months ago. Like, imagine that. You know, she was always walking, trying to get her steps in. She was very busy. She owned her own beauty shop. She had a street named after her very recently, which I thought was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get a street named after you, you know, you don't get no better than that when it comes to honor. It really, truly does not. So, you know, she was a legend in the community. Very, very big deal. We will miss her a lot. For those of you who know the words of prayer, please pray for my family's strength. Pray that God will keep us during this time of transition. I pray that her soul will be kept with the good Lord, you know, as this transition begins for her, as she transfers from the physical realm to the waiting room, as we like to call it, for when, you know, Christ returns. So, yeah. Gonna be unexpected things happening. You know, that's one of the unexpected things that have happened. What's going on next? Let's talk about what's going on next. My vacation, man. My vacation got canceled. Oh, I'm not gonna say canceled. It got rescheduled. Y'all, I brought this up, I believe, a couple of videos ago, where I mentioned that you're gonna pay for your health now and you're gonna pay for it later. Well, your boy was definitely paying for it later. And I had plans to pay for it even later, but, you know, God has a way of doing things to where he's like, to get your attention, even if it's through pain, right? I might have mentioned this briefly in the last video. I didn't go into full detail, but a couple weeks ago, everything was all good. I was sitting at home. And then all of a sudden, I woke up, left side of my face was swollen, had probably the worst toothache that I have ever had. When I say ever, I'm not over-exaggerating. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. I mean ever. Capital E-V-E-R. It was bad, y'all. And mind you, I knew for a while that I needed a root canal. I just didn't really have the funds to get one, you know, to start the process. So it was at this moment where I was like, you know what? I don't care what happens moving forward. I can't put up with this pain no more. It was so bad. Even medicine wasn't working. I was taking Tylenol. That junk was not working. Took some Advil. That junk was not working. I was like, ha, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still going to be a pain in your mouth, literally. And yeah, I said, you know what? It's time to get this fixed. So I rearranged some things from a financial standpoint. And I went in and I got the root canal procedure done. Now, granted, I have insurance, and thank God for insurance. Thank God for a good job with insurance, because, dentist procedures can be expensive. Let me just give you a general idea. The overall cost with my root canal and my crown, with my insurance, it's a total of $1,368. Without insurance, that jump would have been $2,754. Like, not having insurance is not the move. So let this message be for anybody who does not have insurance. If you can afford to get insurance, get insurance. If you can't afford the best insurance, or, you know, one of the top tier insurances, get yourself a cheap insurance. Something is better than nothing. Because I'm telling you, $2,754, I would have been sick. $1,368 alone made me sick, because that was like unexpected money that I was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I just, whoa. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I always tell people it's important to have, go on with your best self. This is why I tell people it's important to have an emergency fund, because you never know circumstances like this. So the root canal procedure was $368. I had to put a down payment on the crown, which was $224. I gotta pay the balance, which is $328 next time I see them when I get my permanent crown, and then pay the rest of it off, which is gonna be another $328, something like that. So yeah, taking care of your health is not cheap, y'all. It is not cheap. But again, that goes back to me saying, you're either gonna pay for it now or you're gonna pay for it later. Nonetheless, Cali trip had to be rescheduled. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not as disappointed as I was a couple days ago. I've gotten over it, but I was really looking forward to going to Cali Slide. That would have been my first Cali skate event, second out-of-state skate party, if you will. So, but you know, it's been a lot of things I've been also taking care of at the home front. So while I am a little bit disappointed about that, it kind of opened my eyes to other things that were going on. And you know, we always say everything happens for a reason, and it sounds so cliche, but it's true. It's very true. Everything does happen for a reason, and sometimes it takes something like that happening to make you realize what's important. Because I'm not going to hold y'all, and you can comment below and say this was irresponsible. I am perfectly fine with that, because I know that it was. I know that it definitely was. But I wasn't going to get this root canal procedure done until I came back from Cali Slide. I ain't going to hold you. In my mind, I was like, I'm going to just hold off a little bit longer. But, you know, even though the procedure was painful, not the root canal procedure, but when they was putting the crown, it was painful because they found some other issues that were going on that I got to take care of. And, like, oh my gosh. So, they, you know, I was like, I'm going to hold on for dear life. But did you know that your teeth can kill you? Your teeth can literally off you from this planet. I did not know that until very much recently. When I started doing more research, and I was like, you know, realizing from the research I had dug up that your tooth infections can eventually spread to your brain and other organs in your body and shut that crap down immediately. You can get an aneurysm from a tooth infection. I said, what? That is wild, y'all. You can get a brain aneurysm for a tooth infection. That is crazy. So, you know, they say, you know, with all the headaches that you get, do not take them lightly. Do not take them lightly. Because if it's from a toothache, you got problems going on. It's only going to get worse. You can't keep putting it off. So, I'm very happy that I got the procedure done. I have my temporary in. Currently, I'm getting my permanent in next week. And, you know, for a couple days, it was painful. I don't think the temporary was put on perfectly, but it'll do for right now. There's still like a little bit of minor discomfort every now and again when I chew on that side. Just very, very minor. I mean, I think that's just my mouth getting used to the temporary, which it better not get too comfortable because it's coming right out next week with the permanent one getting in. But I can gladly say I don't have random tooth pain anymore, and I can actually chew on that side. I can drink cold and hot liquids on that side and not feel any pain, and it's great, y'all. It is great. So it was worth it. Yes, it broke my pockets for the month of October, but it was definitely worth it, y'all. Like, to say the least. I'm so happy that I did what I did. I really am. Like, because it was needed. It was needed, you know. So please, if you watch this video and you're one of those individuals where you putting off a dentist procedure, don't do it. Get it taken care of. If you got the money for it, I know it might hurt your pockets, but you will thank yourself later. Don't thank me. Thank yourself for you know, taking the time to take care of your health, right? So, what else has been going on in the world? Let's talk about some things that have been going on in the world, right? Let's see. Elections are coming up. I talked about this briefly in my last video. I want to know, who are you voting for? Who are you voting for? And you know, comment below and tell me why. Why are you voting for that person? You know what I'm saying? Now, disclaimer. Please, please, please be respectful in the comments. Please respect everybody's decisions. I don't have an issue with you guys disagreeing, but please be respectful about it. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. Everybody is entitled to have their own perspective on the candidates. Regardless if you like one over the other, or maybe you don't like both of them, maybe you ain't voting because you don't like both of them. You have the freedom to choose and to stand on that side. So, again, please be respectful. I'm not revealing who I'm voting for only because I try not to talk about too much about politics or my personal politics on this channel. I try to remain as neutral as I can because I feel like I'm more of a moderator when it comes to certain things more than anything. But yeah, comment below and let me know what you guys think. But no matter what you do, make sure you get out there and vote. Even if you don't vote for the presidential candidates, at least vote for your local government, right? I always tell people when it comes to elections, it's not just about the presidential candidates. That's the big hyper focus, because I know that's the top dog in charge, or so to speak, quote unquote, the top dog in charge. But look at your local officials. Look at your city officials. Make sure you're voting for them. This is something that I learned when I was in undergrad at Bethune-Cookman. And when we went to go vote, and I remember it was a woman I was dating at the time. I'm going to just call her T. Shout out to T, by the way. She really put emphasis on how important it was to vote for city officials. And I remember we went to the poll one day, because we agreed that one of our dates was going to be we were going to go to the polls, and then after that we was going to grab lunch together because we didn't have any classes that day. So a couple days before we went to the polls, she said, "Marcus, did you vote for the city officials at Daytona?" And I was like, "Why would I do that? Why does that matter?" I was ignorant at the time. She, sat down and explained to me, and the way she broke it down, she was like, it makes sense. She said, a lot of people focus on the top level, but you don't focus enough on the level that more likely affects you, which is local and state. And she was very much correct. Very smart woman, very intuitive, very much well-rounded in terms of her way of thinking. Definitely give her that for sure. And I was like, okay. And ever since then, whenever I voted, I made sure I did my research on local officials, especially new candidates, and I voted for whoever I thought was the best choice. So again, if you're not going to vote for the president, that's your choice. I think you have that right. But at least, think about, at least consider, if you're not going to do it, consider voting for a city official, local, or at least a statewide, because that's going to affect you the most. Remember, there are certain laws here that are a thing compared to other states like Maryland, California, Texas, and vice versa. Every state has their own set of laws and the way to go about doing things and so on and so forth. So we always want to keep those things in mind, right? Let's see, what else? We got the election that's been going on. I got a question for y'all. At what point do you think it's wise for a man to talk to a woman about a prenup? Yeah, I went there. Let me tell you why I went here. I was watching the video this morning by Shisha Zed and the lead attorney. Shout out to both of them, by the way. Love their channels. Check them out if you haven't already done so. Both of their channels, well, mainly Shisha Zed, aka the Coffee Podcast. His channel is about male improvement. I mean, the lead attorney, his channel is about male improvement as well, but he focuses a lot on law, and especially when it comes to like divorces, because he if I'm not mistaken, he specialized on cases dealing with divorces for I think about 20 years, which is crazy. That's a long time to be in the business, to be successful at that, And I was watching the video this morning, and they, it was a short clip. I'm gonna watch the full clip later on, but it was a short clip basically talking about prenuptial agreements, why they're so important, and so on and so forth. And they were basically explaining briefly the pros and cons of, well, not really cons, but I guess the pros of having a prenuptial agreement and the cons of not having one. So I'm gonna give my thoughts on it, and y'all comment below also with this one and tell me what y'all think. But I agree with prenuptial agreements. I agree 100%. I think they protect the assets of both parties. Now, I know that there are some people that are going to be like, well, you don't trust that person. You might have some ladies that might be like, well, if they ask for a prenup, they don't trust me. No, that's not the case. If you leave it up to the state, they will do whatever they will with it, and it will not be a fair benefit to both parties. In my personal opinion, and this is just me, and mind you, I'm just a single man. What do I know? But, you know, I have my thoughts. I personally believe, right, unless there was infidelity or abuse involved, and that is the cause for divorce, I believe that it needs to be fair and balanced. I believe that things should be split down the middle in terms of investments that both parties made as a unit. I do not believe that you should get half of a man or half of a woman's investments that they came into the marriage with that was not yours to begin with. Yes, I said it. If I meet a woman and she has an investment long before we got together and I was not a part of improving that investment, God forbid we divorce, which I hope we don't, because I really do believe till death do us part, I'm not entitled to that. I don't feel like I should be entitled to that, and vice versa. If I came in with something, I'm sorry, love you, honey, but you're not entitled to what I came in with. You are definitely entitled to what we built together. Absolutely. For sure. 150%. Because if you built it together and things don't work out, God forbid, then yeah, you know, split it down the middle. But if I came in with a business and it's under my name, and it's always been under my name, you don't get the benefits and luxuries of benefiting off that business if things don't work out between us. And that should be bottom line. So again, it protects both parties. So yes, I'm all for prenuptial agreements. In fact, you know, whoever my future wife may be, that's a conversation we're going to have early on. And that's going to determine a lot of things. Now, you know, I know some people will be like, well, Marcus, you're going to ruin possibly a good thing for asking a woman, you know, does she believe in prenuptial agreements? So be it. That just ain't the woman for me, because trust me, when I say I've met plenty of women who I've had this conversation with and they completely agree. Completely agree. Brings me to the next topic. DNA testing. Do you believe DNA testing should be mandatory? I say yeah. The stories I've heard, especially from one of my homeboys from high school in particular, oh yeah, make them junks mandatory. Completely. Some states are already in the process of making it mandatory because there's a lot of DNA fraud. Unfortunately, and I'm not saying this is a lot of women, but there are some women out here that, you know, play games, and the next thing you know, the child doesn't really belong to the father. You know, again, it's not all women. All women don't play this game. But there are some that mess it up for everybody else. And that's why men are becoming more cautious. You know? And it's not right. Like, especially for those fathers who have raised a child for X amount of years, and to find out that the child doesn't belong to them. That sucks. Like, I thought about that one day and I was like, imagine if that ever happened to me. I ain't gonna hold y'all. It would take everything in my power to not throw hands. And I don't believe in hitting a woman. I do not believe in hitting a woman under any circumstances unless you're trying to kill you. If she's trying to kill you, defend yourself. All right, please don't, you know, yeah. If anybody's trying to off you, don't, yeah, come on. You need to protect yourself. But yeah, like, that's wrong. And then you raise a child for X amount of years, 6, 7 years, only to realize that that child ain't yours. Like, I done held you in my arms. I done took you to your first sporting event or whatever event that you want to be a part of. Karate club. I done went to parent-teacher conferences at school. for you not to be my jit? Nah, fam. That's a low blow and a no-no. So I do think mandatory DNA tests should be a thing. And I know some people are going to be like, well, Marcus, you once again, same thing with the prenup. That means you don't trust that woman. You don't trust your partner. It's not about that. The two topics that I've brought up just now are about safety and security for everybody. And me personally, I don't think a woman would have too much of a problem with it. Well, she might, but she would do it if she's like, she ain't got nothing, nothing wrong going on. She might feel some type of way about it, but at the very least, she can be like, okay, hey, yeah, I feel some type of way that you asked me that but screw it. I ain't got nothing to lose. I ain't cheating on you. I'm faithful. So, yeah, I know that was a little bit of a, I jumped from, the low end to the extreme end just now, but yeah, that should definitely be a thing. Last but not least, and then we're going to end the video here, because the video is almost 30 minutes, which I've pretty much almost arrived at work. I have, and I brought this up on my musical journeys. We have a new series out right now, which if you haven't already done so, check it out. There are 2 episodes out as the recording of this video. Wait, I'm tripping. I'm sorry. 1 episode. The second episode is recorded, but it's not released yet. But no, I had it right. I do have 2 episodes out. I'm tripping. Oh my gosh, what's going on with me this morning? There's 2 episodes out. The 3rd episode is in the process of being loaded up. But musical journeys, I talk about my my experiences with music, and I'm talking about other people's experiences with music and so on and so forth. But I have an EP coming out very soon. I'm not going to say when, but it's very, very soon. And when I tell you I'm very much looking forward to it, I am. And as soon as it drops, I'll make an announcement on the channel. This is not a musical channel, but, I talk about motivational topics and other topics. And, music is my love. Music is definitely one of my top loves. And, I want you guys to be a part of that, part of this journey that I've had. The EP is called Unapologetic, and it's really about just me being authentically myself. And I can't stress enough how important that is in general. So, yeah, when it drops, I will be sure to let you guys know. Ooh, traffic is big today. I guess everybody's going back to school now. This is the first day I returned to work. We've been out for 6 days. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like we had a fall break, y'all. Some states had fall breaks, and I felt like we just had one because we were out for, a couple days because of Hurricane Milton. Still praying for families that have been affected by it. And then we had a professional development day, or really a teacher work day, student holiday, which was more so of a virtual day for teachers. So yeah, being off for 6 days, that was amazing. I think a lot of us needed it, and now it's time to get back to the grind. Anyways, y'all, this is Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you again for joining me on this long car ride chronicles. And until episode 15, see you next time. Please take care of yourself. If you've made it to the end of this video, please make sure you like the video, subscribe, and share it. Peace.